We're joined today by Andrew Radonjic, Managing Director of Venture Minerals. Andrew, thanks for your time.
No, good to be back, David.
When evaluating projects, such as the Jupiter Rare Earth project in Western Australia, how important is location to ticking that box of should we go for it?
Well, look, in any area selection, obviously, you've got to have the minerals there. That's important. You've got to have elevated or high-grade minerals which attract you. But quite often, and having done a Master in Mineral Economics, I'm thinking about, well, can I build this? And that's what ticks a lot of boxes here. We've got a gas pipeline next to a bitumen highway. We're 300 kilometres from the port of Geraldton. And then, beyond that, we've got rare earth refineries getting built within trucking distance. So it ticks a lot of boxes. We're sort of between areas that one hasn't been explored, so that's a great advantage, hence the discovery where it's come from has been a surprise, a pleasant surprise. But there's no endangered flora and fauna. There's no native title there. Obviously, we'll have to do that work, but getting granted tenure and also getting the programs approved super quick. So that's been the whole process has been super quick with drilling.
Since acquiring the project, you've added significant value. What have been some of the highlights in recent times?
Well, look, from that first stage 1 drilling program for the resource definition work we completed just before Christmas, we had that Australian record intersection of 48 metres at over 3,000 ppm total rare earth oxides, which we announced just before the Explorers Conference where we last spoke. And since then we've had a project record in terms of NdPr oxide results over 5,000 ppm, and we've kept on building more and more better results. And my top 20 results keep on shifting all the time. We had, the last batch of results was the second, third and fourth biggest with 79 metres at 1,800 ppm, including 2 metres at 2%. So we keep on drilling more holes, we're getting better results all the time, which are all very, very good signs. But in a flash, we've drilled 14,000 metres as part of our stage 2 program. It took only 4 weeks. And that'll get the drill spacing down to 250 by 500 metres for the entire 40 square kilometres of the Jupiter target, which really sets us up for that mid-year resource announcement.
And you're also turning your attention to the metallurgy, clearly with an eye on development.
That's correct, yeah. We were very fortuitous. We had a graduate, not a recent, but someone who graduated, did a doctorate in geometallurgy from UTAS, and she contacted us for the work potentially at Mount Lindsay instead of doing fly in, fly out all the time regular. But we told her that we had this great project in WA, but it's campaign type work. So she's been on the ground, been relogging holes, doing ore characterisation type work in preparation for getting in the actual leach test work or beneficiation work, whatever it may lead. But trying to work out what minerals and rare earths in is very important. So we've started our process, and we're running that parallel to getting all the assays back from the stage 2 program with the idea of getting that maiden resource estimation done and having some early stage met work, which will give us the confidence that we can go and turn Jupiter into a mine in the very near future.
Recent change to the board, attracting a high calibre executive onto the board. What does he bring, and why was he attracted to the venture story?
Well, look, Tim's come on board, and he's taken companies from our size to a much bigger one. He's up at Deep Yellow now at the moment, and again, I think they raised $250 million just recently. But background, 25 years, investment banker, ran Morgan Stanley, Australian division, headed up Barclays, again Australian division. So he's a very experienced executive, and he has a lot of connections to those institutional type investors. So, he saw the potential of this project, which puts a big tick in the box for venture. But more importantly, he'll be able to get access to that sort of funding, which will allow us to accelerate our development. And that's obviously money is very important. Having a great asset's good, but you need the money to be able to get the work done to build this. And if we can attract also the attention of through that attract the attention of Iluka or Linus, that potentially some sort of investment or partnership or maybe just offtake would be done in terms of buying product that we could deliver to their refineries. But look, Tim's a great asset and adds a valuable skill set to the venture team.
And where to from here? What should investors be focusing on over the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, over certainly the next 2 to 3 months, it's all about getting all these results back, the resource, the inaugural or maiden resource, and the network. But once that comes in, then we'll be able to work out where do we focus, where's the highest grade heavy rare earths or magnet rare earths. And because you've got something which is probably going to be well north of 1 billion tonnes over 2,000 ppm, you're going to have over that 40 square kilometres, lots of areas that you can pick and choose, and you'll start doing more detailed work in there. So you'll see more drilling, more met. We'll start getting hard rock targets. We'll have areas outside of Jupiter which we need to do reconnaissance work, so you could add to the Jupiter story even more. Not potentially we need any more, but you may find something better. So it's more about optimising the asset and seeing the best way, because 1 square kilometre could deliver 50 million tonnes, and that's sort of, you got 40 of those to deal with. So it's sort of, that's the opportunity. We'll get news flow from other projects as well, but the big focus over the next 6 to 12 months is really is Jupiter.
Clear focus on rare earths, great location, well endowed with the infrastructure, quality team in place, exciting times ahead for VentureNet shareholders. Andrew, thanks for your time.
Thanks again, David.